Pathologic 3 is here. There's a lot of things that I've been told have been changed about this one compared to the previous one. The thing about this one is that Seth already made a fucking video on it before it was even out. And I didn't watch it. I want to, but I didn't. Let me explain. I don't know what to expect other than what I saw in the demo. So, I really want to see this, and I'm excited. If you don't know anything about Pathologic, if you're confused about Pathologic, if you're absolutely just balderdash bewildered, Jay, I don't know what the fuck you're playing. What's with the Mongolian pissing in the background? Well, Pathologic is bad. Pathologic is a game made by Ice Pick Studios, and it is, or Ice Pick Lodge, or Ice Pick Lodge Studios, it's something or other, I don't remember. Basically, the game is hard, and I mean it's really fucking hard. The original Pathologic, when it came out on PC back in God knows what, I think it predates System Shock, it was completely unplayable because the English translation from Russian was absolutely illegible. You didn't know what the fuck was going on. There was a Pathologic HD remake in order to fix that, and it very quickly became a cult classic. Pathologic is a game about death. It is a game about magic. It is a game about miracles, and it is a game about science and disproving them and contradiction. The original Pathologic, I mean, if you want to, like, the most TLDR possible, you play as one of 3 doctors. This is the original one. You play as one of 3 doctors. So, shut the fuck up, shotgun! What's happening is the town that you're a part of is going under a plague. There is a plague happening. This plague is weird because it doesn't follow the laws of nature. When you get sick, your body uses its immune system, but somehow this one doesn't seem to really care that you have an immune system. And you have to do things as these different types of doctors in a bunch of different ways, and it's really, really good. It's a very, like, it's a game that's abstract in the best possible way. You're basically acknowledging, hey, I'm not going to be able to... I think, like, the biggest thing about the original Pathologic is that it was fucking hard, but it was also really, really good. It was just difficult in, like, the worst way. Pathologic 2 came out a couple years ago, I want to say 2019 or 2020, and that game is incredibly hard, but it is really, really good and really, really fun, where you play as one of the doctors. Remember, Pathologic originally has 3 doctors. Pathologic 2 is you just play as one of the doctors. Pathologic 3 is you play as one of the other doctors. Pathologic 2 is Artemy Barach, who is a man that was born basically as a Native American, but then became a doctor, and went to war and came back, and a whole bunch of shenanigans happened. But Pathologic 3, you play as Daniil Dankovsky. He is a doctor that was raised in high society. Daniel's whole job is he wants to figure out why we die, and if there's a way to fix it, so to speak. Because if you look at it in the way that, you know, humankind is, and the way that, you know, life is, there technically is a little bit of merit to trying to figure out how to cure death, because it is scientifically possible. We just don't know how, because it would require a miracle. And that's what this game is about. It's about contradictions and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's very good. If you've got like $6, go play the HD version. If you're a masochist, you're going to be very confused, but that's the point. If you've got, I don't know, $20, $25, play Pathologic 2. It's very good. It's unoptimized. I think there's some mods to make it a bit more optimized, but it's also very good. And this is Pathologic 3. I have no idea if it's good. What I do know is that from what I've played from the demo, it's different. Pathologic 2 is legitimately a survival game. I'm not kidding. It's weird. You wouldn't expect it to be a survival game, but it is. Pathologic 3, I'm told, is not a survival game. You don't have as many things to worry about. I'm told you don't even have food to worry about, but I could be wrong. So, I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping that you guys enjoy this, but I'm also told that this is going to be a lot different because in Pathologic 2, there's combat, in Pathologic HD, there's combat, and I'm told Pathologic 3, there's no combat. But the combat fucking sucked, so we'll see. Change a couple of the settings real quick. Just understand, it is going to be very, very, very confusing.
I am Daniil, Bachelor of Medicine. All my life I have been studying death, the greatest boundary holding humanity back. The powers that be were frightened of my search. My lab in the capital was about to be closed. But it cannot be denied that some phenomena might be found only in the strangest, most remote parts of our country. Little towns that are yet to be explored by forward-thinking minds. People accept the supposed imminence of death way too easily. We meekly follow our life's path to it, like cattle to the slaughter. But we shouldn't. My search for immortality has brought me rumors of one, Simon Kane, a supposedly immortal man, living in one such town. He might be just the proof all my theories need. The final patient. I need to find him, or else all my life's work is doomed.
That is a strange intro, because it's a very darker one in the previous game. I'm gonna turn on subtitles. There are none. Joy. I say, a living, breathing person stepping off our train? Do you normally only get dead people? Where did you come from? The capital. Daniil, Bachelor of Medicine. I am told a supposed immortal man, Simon Kane, lives here. I've come to study him. Right, do you city folk always take 20 trunks of shirts with you, or did you manage to cut down to 10, sir? Doesn't matter how many I took with me if they're getting stolen within the first minute. Just kids being kids, no need to be mean to them. Some kids, a hardened criminal couldn't make off with my luggage at such speed. I'm telling you, hands off the kids. You're new here. Fresh off the train. You're new in town, so watch yourself and heed our customs. No constable or patrolman will chase after children for you. No street sweeper either. This is ridiculous. Because the kids have their own thing going. Their own empire, you see. I'm not gonna mess with it. And if you find someone to do it for you, it's your funeral. Or rather theirs. Although they wouldn't get a funeral, the tower would simply break them. Excuse me. Sorry. I meant to take a nap, and I didn't do that because I was so excited. This game is going to be a lot of reading. What tower? The polyhedron. Not sure what I was expecting. You know what? If you need your shirt so badly, why don't you go looking for the tots that ran away with them? Just ask them nicely. These kids are like magpies. They'll trade your precious linens from the capital back in exchange for bits of colored glass. Even just a story. But whatever you do, don't hurt them. Not sure it's instruments, but I get the idea. Is the capital a real place? What kind of question is that? The Canes came from the capital and made our town, but no other real people have come from there ever since. So I was thinking, perhaps Simon Kane simply made up the capital, along with everything else. In a small town like yours, a single individual's authority can grow to be all-encompassing. I assure you, though, Kane did not make up the capital. Reasoning. Sometimes I need to take a step back from the moment and think logically. Though something... logically through something. It helps me put the picture together. Gotta remember the translation is from Russian. Some suitcases are missing. Street Sweeper says, no one here will help me find the missing items. Follow the thieves' trail. Most important thing is the microscope and the experimental prototype. Attentive gaze. Some objects can be useful. I can spot them easily if I concentrate with Q. Fuck. Hey, eyes on us. The thief's seen us. The thief. Mr. Thief, are you real? Say something in thief speak. What do you mean, Mr. Thief? You're the ones who stole my stuff. Thief! You stole the train's heart, you did. Just ripped it out and stole it. Now it'll die without a heart. Haven't ripped out anything. Did the train stop? It did. Doesn't move no more. Not moving trains means it's dead. You climbed out and it died. That means you killed it. Thiefiest thief. I don't kill. It's the other way around. I'm a doctor, and to do my work I need the instruments you pilfered. What, like a hammer? There are many, but the most important one are my microscope and prototype. Hey, hold on. No need for all the begging and the politeness. What did I even do to you anyway? I didn't take nothing. So Jekka. My microscope, I only had the patience for one polite request. I'll tell Khan on you. He'll go whisper into the tower, and you'll have to walk on your hands and talk backwards. And squint your eye like Grandma Agatha. I'm about to start walking on my head. Jekka's taking the heart back to go fix the train. That way to its face. Oh, I snitch now, Mr. Thief? You've done everything right. That thing at the top of the screen, I don't have a clue what that is, but I didn't like it before. Okay, my inventory is on the right side. Yeah, this is new. Damn, you can haul ass in this game. The most fragile ones didn't break. I didn't touch the chemicals. Thankfully, my analysis kit is safe. Could have actually drunk the vitriol. All the perfumes of the capital would not sweeten this little town. Hey, back off you! Get away from the girls, and me too. I ain't afraid of Uncle Rowan when he boozes up. I ain't afraid of you neither, and I've got a knife. Can't have this, got it? Boozes up? What are you talking about? I'm not drunk. Your hands are shaking and you got crazy eyes. Uncle Rowan gets those eyes too when he reaches for a second bottle. And the shakes. And then he picks fights. But don't even think about picking a fight with me. I got a real knife, I do. What the hell are you babbling about? And Jekka's got one too. We all got knives. Let me calm down and we'll talk like normal. Frightening extremes. It's hard for me to talk to people when I'm too apathetic or manic. I'll need to stabilize my condition. I thought they were going to do something about this in the demo, but it appears they didn't. My state of mind can be changed with drugs. Some make me more apathetic, others more manic. I need to keep an eye on my mental state and supply of drugs. Debutante. Two-shot pistol designed by Jacques Debut. Tiny and non-threatening. I'm saving the last bullet for one particular purpose.
More at ease. More clear.
My thoughts, conclusions, deliberations, to see the events of a specific day. Okay, so the mind map is actually fucking awesome and I love it. You start off with like a simple thought, and then as you do things, splintered off other thoughts show up, and it is a perfect... Like, it's better than any journal in any game will ever be, because journals bore the fucking hell out of me, because it's just a giant wall of text, whereas this is a web of knowledge. Knowledge. Simon Kane, an alleged immortal, lives in this town. Understanding him is the only way to save my Thanatica. I barely stepped off the train and my things were immediately stolen. The joys of rural life. Without my tools, I'm useless. I must find the prototype in the microscope. Such a serene place. If immortality still exists in our country, it would be here. Locals treat children with a strange deference. I'll have to catch the thieves myself. New shoes, may I introduce you to station mud? Yeah, and you can click on things that will, at least the game's more optimized. Pathologic 2 was a little unoptimized. It appears I might be soft-locked because my mania is too high. And I don't fucking know how to lower it. Oh, here we go. I didn't know I could loot those. I'm not even kidding. I didn't know I could loot those because it's just new to me. So this apathy and mania thing is new. This is not something that was in the original games. Apathy, like, that's... If you don't know what apathy means, because I didn't know what apathy meant at the time, Apathy is, I don't care about anything. Mania is anger. You don't want a doctor that is pissed off at you because they'll kill you. And you don't want a doctor that doesn't care about you because it will kill you.
The cinematograph stops.
The eye's quiet, it's dead already. A dead heart keeps beating for 40 days, that's what my mum says. It couldn't have been dead that long. Do it, tack it on. It won't fit in there. Just won't. Told you we should have stuck it in the belly, not the mouth. Life's in the belly, everybody knows that. Nope, a locomotive's life sits at the front, with a driver. That's where the fire is. So the heart should be too. That's what Boda told me. What do you have there? Oh, my prototype. Ah, be gone, vile snake. You killed the other trains, didn't you? It's 'cause they don't come to us no more. You were wondering when you didn't know why they kept dying. We got a whole graveyard. They're all rusted up and they can't go anywhere. And it's all because of you. You stole the train's heart for yourself and carried it away in a suitcase. Now the train's all dead. If this train stopped coming a long time ago, it can't be my fault. I've never been here before. It's true, never seen him here. So he steals hearts from the future then. Steal hearts from the future, mister? You said yourself the train's heart is at the front. I rode the carriage in the middle. How could I get to the heart then? Through the bows, like all Menku do. You don't get to the heart through the bowels, my young friend. You'll hit quite a different body part first. Without it, the train stopped wailing, stopped moving too. That means it's dead. So this is its heart. Obvious, right? That's a bit simplistic. Response to stimuli is just one characteristic of life. It's not exhaustive. There are others? Adaptation. Before, trains came every week. Then it was every 2 weeks. Now it's every 2 months. Or even less. They don't leave ever. They just lay there and wait. It's 'cause of war. No, it's because they don't love us no more. But if we heal this one, they'll love us again. They'll come back and bring merengues. Look, my prototype is not the train's heart, and it certainly won't repair it. But it is an interesting thing in itself, so let's make a deal. You give it back and I'll tell you how it works. I don't know. There will be a damsel in the story, in distress. Will she be pretty? Let me take the prototype. I won't run away, I promise. To wind it up, you need to turn this handle clockwise.
Then again, if not taking at face value, but rather, you know.
To prime it, hold this crank and turn it clockwise. Chief? Hello? Oh, for crying out loud, your mind's flown away again. My mind and I are planted firmly on the ground. Sure you are. Anyway, as I was saying, the crank is stiff. You'll have to use some force. Latin, are you crazy? There's a gas leak. What'd you call me in for? You have to seal the morgue and evacuate. No, Daniil. What we have to do is load that prototype, you're fiddling with, and use it to get into the morgue. A woman rose from the dead in there, and it will be, I think you'll agree, extremely frustrating if she dies again. We must get her out. An enviable fate indeed. I was collecting tissue samples to determine the onset of rigor mortis when I heard a noise. I turned around and holy smokes! A woman was sitting up on the gurney, stiff as a poker, rasp in her throat. I started towards her and then I smelled the gas and pulled the alarm lever. It wasn't a spontaneous resurrection. It couldn't be. You forgot that time with the animatronic figure. Teleman's wonderful joke for your birthday. I didn't forget it. I wiped it from my mental atlas. What should I do with this prototype? I already told you, but fine. Let's go over it again. You're holding an experimental prototype meant to dissipate tuberculosis miasma. Remember the consumption task force? Kaufman, Gorski, Anna Stein? Of course I remember. In the wake of Bazen, they were commissioned to make a device to dissipate miasma, but I believe it was meant for something other than tuberculosis. This magnificent gizmo disperses an aerosol of disinfectant. First, you load the prototype. There's bottles of solution in the beige cabinet. Best set it on the table while you load it. You can't do it while you're holding it. I load it, then what? Next, you wind the prototype up. To prime it, hold this crank here and turn it clockwise. Crank's stiff, right? So I have to turn it with some force? How'd you guess? Then I just release into the gas? Correct. Wind up the crank, then release. The gas should dissipate. Theoretically, wind, release, dissipate. Repeat until you reach our resurrectee. Just remember, the chlorine will keep coming while our supply of solution is finite. Just try to be as efficient as possible, Chief. What about the deceased woman? The formerly deceased woman? Before the gas became too thick to see through, she was sitting on a gurney on the opposite end of the morgue. From there, I know as little as you do. She may have gone back to being deceased. Or you may have hallucinated her. The longer I hold the crank, the stronger the effect. Clears the miasma in front of it. One load is good for 20 uses. To load the prototype, I need a stimulant. Should be there in the beige cabinets. Add the ingredients one by one into the setup and heat it up. Should be good for 20 uses. Load the prototype. Before you can use the prototype, you need to load it. Ingredients are in the cabinet. The loading station is on the table. The disinfectant solution consists of 3 ingredients: a stimulant, an anesthetic, and a toxin. I need to put the items into the slots, then press the load button. Are you death? You have death's eyes. Dead people don't cough, which means you're still alive for now. At the end of the tunnel, there's a second tunnel. Focus on me. Hold on to my voice. Try to stay awake. At the end of the tunnel, there's a second tunnel. What does that mean? It means that when you die, there's neither life nor death, but something else entirely. Like a coin falling on its edge. Or a Mobius strip. You shouldn't concern yourself with such things, though. Can I have my prototype back? Take it. It spins all boring, clockwise only. Grandpa Simon has clocks that spin every which way. Besides, the train's already dead. Couldn't save it in time. Look, it's blowing its whistle, still smoking. That's alive as it gets. I'm sick of this game. Go away. We're gonna play cat in an old hat. Still have time before the sun sets. What about my microscope? We didn't take your microscope. Didn't expect you to know that word. We don't know it. We just know we didn't take nothing else, just the train's heart. Where is it then? The dogheads must have taken it. Khan and Notkin got a deal. All the war spoils get split down the middle. They don't care about hearts. Not in any of their faces. Why would they need another one? What does your microscope do? Is it alive? The microscope lets you look at small objects. Oh, a kaleidoscope! To look at the colorful town, you can do it like Capella? You know the word kaleidoscope? Oh, and defenestration. Mr. Merrick used it when Foreman O'Yun threw Uncle Roan out a window. So as it stands, you pass my belongings on to some other gang, and I need to go and get them to get my microscope back, is that right? Khan must have given it to Capella as a gift. Oh, you stupid! She hates kaleidoscopes! I'm not doing it anymore. After what happened to that stained glass, no, Khan wouldn't have given it to her. If it's something that changes things when you look through it, he must have given it to Grandpa Simon. Simon loves that stuff. Khan wouldn't have given it to anyone, not before he looks at it himself. Or after, either. But he's honest, even if he's wicked, he'd give it back to its owner. If you find him in town, he'll deal fair. Well, where can I find him? Well, if they brought your micro-kaleidoscope into the polyhedron, you won't see it again. No use looking there. Try the stairways to heaven, the dogheads like them. I think they look like polyhedron. There's one right there in the mall. Thank you. Precise cut, more akin to surgery than murder. The body's still warm. Stabbed in the stomach. Oh, this is when Artemy Barak showed up in town, and these guys jumped him. Jacob Sturk, Carrick, and what was his name? Bertrand. Such a harmless fellow he was, never hurt a fly in his life, and the Rippers slashed him to ribbons like the rest of them anyway. The brute. We must give these unfortunate souls the proper burial they deserve. Then find the Ripper and give him a burial befitting a beast. Kuluke Kunud. Do not act rashly. Give Carrick to me. I'll pay you back in kind, in herbs and blood. You want to take the corpse? Are you crazy? Why are you looking at her? Why are you even speaking to her? Be gone, witch! Uyutane, do not speak to me, stranger. I have come begging for food to give Suak, begging for tears to give Mother Badeau. I speak to the blood of Udurg, of our town. You are not our blood. My eyes do not see you, stranger. My eyes do not hear you. What happened here? The Rippers come to town. The father killer, Barak. That's Artemy Barak. He was always a wild one. But then Marah Shabnak lay with him in the steppe and whispered things in his ears to make him water the earth with blood. As soon as he got off the train, he went on his murder spree. He killed Jacob Sturk, he killed Carrick, he killed the harmless birdie. He's a monster. Thought I'd come alone, or almost alone, but I definitely don't recall a mad Ripper on the train. He arrived on the freight train, took the back door like a thief. The freight train was bringing medicine, sweets, and coffins to the Ripper, so the Ripper must have hid away in a coffin, or else Shabnak would have torn him apart in the steppe. You just said that Shabnak copulated with him, but now he's hiding from her? Only 2 sentences into this conversation, I already want to shoot myself. Biatne. Hear me out, blood of my Udurg. Swak sings of a fierceness, a sharpness inside the one you call Carrick. Give his body to me. He is dead to you anyway. You will bury him, and he will rot away until nothing is left. I will bury him, and Swak will eat him, and drink his savagery and his sting, and sing an Ubune Dun and herb song in gratitude. She'll give us Twirey, and will brew us lots of Twirey. She'll give us Ashen Swish, the harshest of herbs. By Caneleb, Ashen Swish is a cruel herb, a bad herb. It thrives on blood and spite. Swak sings that we will need plenty of Swish soon. Yours is a burial into emptiness, but mine will be a burial into Swak's womb. I am at your feet. Ayan Kunud. Good people, give me the one you call Karuk. Should we give her the body, maybe? He didn't seem to have any family, and without them in the picture, I guess it doesn't matter if we bury him or the kin do. Who knows? Suppose we do get a great crop of Twire. So, if you're confused about, like, who the lady is, because technically this is, like, the 4th fucking installment in the series. If you're confused who the lady is, that's a stepchild. It's S-T-E-P-P-E, step. They're basically Native Americans that grew up, they're aboriginals that grew up out here in the wild. They tolerate the townspeople, and the townspeople tolerate them, but they're not exactly friends. The reason why she wants the body is because their culture revolves around everything in the world is alive. And when you plant blood, body parts, dead people, and you give them a proper burial, not just in cemeteries, if you put them like at the base of trees to where their nutrients can be recycled to where they can give back to the earth that they have taken, then specific herbs will grow in this region. And twire is a herb that makes a very, very strong alcohol called twirine. And twirine is very fucking strong. Are corpses used as fertilizer? They aren't just going to use them, they'll desecrate them until not even a shabnak could recognize what's left. That's what you're doing to do, isn't it? That's what you're going to do. Isn't it, step girl? Oh no, step girl! Say it, and don't you dare try to lie to us. Yeah, this is a step girl. I am at your feet. Hein Knud, good people, I promise there will be no desecration. We will take his name so it holds his sharpness no longer, and we will lower him into Suwak's womb. Everyone will forget him. Forget the wicked murderer Karik, and only Ashen Swish will remain. I knew there was a catch. Wicked or not, you can't just bury a person without their name. Everyone has the right to be remembered, if nothing else. But he really was a wicked man. The rare times someone remembers him at all, they never have anything good to say. Perhaps it's for the best if everybody forgets him. You could at least ask her to stand up. Let's hand over the body. I'd rather avoid a falling out with the kin. It will only lead to more trouble. What do you think, stranger? You certainly look important. Maybe you have some brains to back it up? Now, there's a lot of ways to talk to these people. And what's funny is that not all of these matter. And I'm not saying that they don't matter in a case of like Telltale, your choices don't matter, blah, 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 bullshit. Daniil Dankovsky doesn't care. This could legitimately, this choice, because they don't tell you if it's like a choice or not. This isn't like Telltale, you know, where they will legitimately tell you the choices you have access to. They don't do that here. This is a choice, and it will affect something, and it will change something. But it won't always tell you that it's going to. So it's very important that you read what's happening. That's why I'm reading everything to you, and that's why this is a little sluggish, a little lethargic right now. Because, excuse me, you know, there's no gun or ball associated. But you have to look at it from the perspective of, this is a high society scientist from the richest parts of the world. He doesn't give a fuck about this dead guy. So the idea of, oh, you know, we should save people. No, we don't. Oh, but I thought he was a doctor. He is a doctor. But doesn't he want to save people? Doesn't matter if you do or don't. Daniil Dankovsky here is here for his study of thanatical recesses. He is trying to cure immortality. Dead person can't help him. He doesn't give a fuck. None of this matters. And it's not that it matters in a poor way or a badly written way. Daniil is a one-track mind. He's thinking about something else right now. He doesn't care. And that's what's so interesting about him and about this game as like a writing system, is that there are 3 ways to look at this game. And I just love it because Pathologic 2 did it perfectly. Artemy Barak is the protagonist of Pathologic 2. And there's 3 ways to look at this game. Through the eyes of Artemy, through the eyes of the person that knows that he's playing Artemy, and through the eyes of me. That's why there's usually 3 choices, because there's 3 ways to look and play this game, and all of them talk to each other. Daniil Dankovsky, who is the person I'm playing right now, is his own man. He is a stuck-up, snobbish, rich kid that thinks that curing a miraculous affliction like death can be fixed with medicine and study. That's Daniil Dankovsky. The second person is me playing Dankovsky, so I'm pretending to be him. I think, therefore I am. Daniil Dankovsky is only as interesting as the person that I make him. And then the third person is me. How do I approach this situation? Daniil Dankovsky's emotions, priorities, and reasons don't mean anything if he's merely an avatar of me, JFJ. I care when a person dies because I don't like it when people die for no reason. But Daniil Dankovsky doesn't care. So how do I approach this situation? What would Dankovsky say? The body of a victim who has met a violent end must be withheld for the purposes of a forensic examination. That is something a scientist would say. Once a person dies, their body is no more than a collection of molecules and tissues. Any opportunity to put them in some use is a stroke of fortune. This is something that an optimist would say, but someone that stays inside, as a scientist, they might say something along this line. And I don't care one way or the other. That's me. So it's a matter of who would you want to make your character. And this isn't gonna be like, oh, it's an RPG of, do you turn Daniil Dankovsky into a murderous sycophant, or do you make him a, like, the next Plato? Do you make him the best doctors ever? It doesn't work like that. That's not what this is. This game has a story to tell, and how you view it and perceive it is how you do it. And that's beautiful to me, because I really like the presentation of this game. It's really solid. And also, we should give Jay donations. I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but this game is a lot of fucking reading and a lot of talking, so just to understand what is and isn't up our alley. Alright. I don't care one way or the other. Death came to this town today, such great death, the likes of which has never been seen before. Today will be a fearsome day. Tomorrow even more so, and on the third day, fear itself will die. And without ash and swish, we will die too. I came to this town today, and that's all that matters.
I was eating those beans. Are you fucking insane?
They said my decision echoes in the future.
I was eating those beans. Are you fucking insane?
Thanks, Ricky. Now that is something that is new to this entry. It is physically telling me that that choice, which I correctly predicted by the way, that choice has a ramification. I got the prototype, and the Ripper came to town alongside me. The Golem of Bones. The locals believe in a Shabnak, a murderous step golem in the guise of a woman. It's like I've stepped out of time, not just traveled far from home. The second tool was stolen by a different gang of children. I'll be guided to town to search for it. So, the best way to describe what just happened, she wants to turn those guys into herbs, okay? She wants to turn those guys into herbs. I told her, I don't give a fuck. So because it's not up to her, you know, there might be less things that happen in the future. Who says the beans thing? Adam's mom does. These are coffins.
Yeah?
Bad grief. Good to see you, buddy. Would you look at that? A customer. Keep walking, customer. This shop's appointment only, and I don't recall your name on the list. Can you add me then? Why add you when I could subtract? See those stiffs by the wagons? My friend the Ripper did that. Buzz off, pal. My friend the Revolver works just as well. Boys, there's no need to fight over me. I'll just remind you I'm married. We got plenty of shops in town, but our warehouse keeper here can get it for you wholesale. Just look at these boots he snagged. Scarlet. Something I've noticed about Daniil because of something that he said earlier, and something that he's saying right here. I'd expect a romantic soul like yours would be more interested in Scarlet Pimpernel than Scarlet Boots. He also complimented the step lady and said that she was a beautiful lady. I'm starting to think that Dankovsky has a affliction or a weakness to pretty girls. The coffin's the best when you need a chest. A checkpoint guard wouldn't dare open it up out of respect. It's inhumane. Meanwhile, it's overflowing with 100 pairs of scarlet Saffiano leather boots, tax and duty-free. Saffiano leather? Those are bog-standard military-issue boots. You a tax inspector? No, but that doesn't mean I approve of your illicit trade. Keep your nose out of other people's coffins, then. Once someone goes in, who knows what happens? Maybe they never died. Maybe they never existed at all. Just a moment. I'm gonna make some humor subs real quick. Yeah, I am drinking out of a bullet right now. I got the creatine Gatorade stuff right now. Yeah, why is Bad Grief mogging us? Ooh, that's nice. Do what you want, but these boots are no Saffiano leather. This town lives on imports, so here the warehouse keeper is king. He says the contents of coffins are not always what they seem. I wonder. Material world. The mind is affected by E interactions with specific objects. They are easy to spot if you enter concentration mode.
Misophonia, Dankovsky.
I noticed I get a little bit of a speed boost if I'm manic. They have pet rats. That's not good in a game about, you know... That's not good in a game about plague. Waha, my good little bull, blunt-mouthed, broad-bowed, please forgive us. You're sillier, Zesh. They have always been. He's returning to Boss Tarak, to Bordeaux. We are leading him into the bosom of this mother. Thanks, human. Turn that up. Because Boss Tarak is dead, Aina. This little bull's whole life, he didn't know what the most beautiful creature, the immortal Boss Tarak, was waiting for him. And now that he knows, Boss Tarak is dead. Baha will find his father's silent corpse. How can we not pity him? Who died? Boss Tarak, the father of all Katong, people and bulls. We asked Swak to bring him back. You're the silly one, Aina. Swak didn't eat Boss Tarak. How could he? He's bigger than her, stronger than her. The immortal can't be killed. He chooses death himself. We ask Boss Tarak to change his mind and come back to us as children. Is he some kind of mythical creature? Boss Tarak is the father of all Katong, people and bulls. We herb brides walk barefoot so that we can always hear his heart. Tonight it stopped beating. His children are afraid without their father, so we ask him to respond, but I feel he has died. A fang for a claw was thrust into him. Fang or a claw. I feel the wound bleeding. Well, I actually know what it is. I understand all this shit. This makes perfect sense to me. Rust was soaked into him. I feel the rot squelching underfoot. Quiet, both of you. You know nothing. Balstrock can only die from gloom. We will cheer him up, feed him, and show him our joy. He will bring the last Oroks to his bosom. Then he will remember us and return to us. Clearly, your Boss Tarak is a... Oh. So the bull is meant to be sacrificed? We give a little to gain a lot. Mother Bordeaux is blind. Loving mother. The warmth of the earth. But Boss Tarak not only bore us, he watched over us. We lived under his watch. Now the town is without a beholder. Azgalag Kun. We're all blind worms now. Mugar bad. A worm is a worm, a human is a human. A human is meant to see, to build. Look around, beholder, what do you see? You? You haven't looked closely. Go further, see our celebration. Look at the last rocks. What do you see in all this? Tell Guga afterwards. At least it's pleasant to look at your girls. My eyes touch you, beholder. What was that? I just saw some sort of... What did you see? Everything around groaned and died as if I were in the midst of an outbreak. That was tomorrow. That will be yesterday. Was the bull in the square some sort of parable? Was the bull in the square some sort of parable? For a moment, its shape reminded me of the town itself. Symbolic. Thank you for your vision, beholder. You see more widely than others. We will remember this. If you see something else unexpected, don't be afraid. It's just the eyes adjusting to our current place and time. Keep moving forward. Oh yeah, Daniil thinks he's cool because he can speak Latin. Did the story of one remaster, 2 all happen during 3 as well, or is 3 in the future? You gotta look at it like this. They all take place at the exact same time, and they all tell the exact same story from the perspective of multiple different people. Pathologic 1 HD is the whole game, so you can just play that. It's not very good, but you can just play that. The story's great, everything else around it sucks. Pathologic 2 is from the perspective of Artemi Barak. Pathologic 3 is the same game. No, sorry, not the same game. It's the same story, but the perspective of Denkovsky. The theater.
All of today is just dress rehearsal.
Mark Immortel is one of the most important people in this entire series. So he's going to... Oh man, how do I explain this without giving away literally everything? Mark is talking to us. That's just probably like the most important thing. Ah, there you are, finally. I thought you'd forgotten our agreement. I hope you're ready. Have you memorized your lines? I always have 2 or 3 lines ready in my mind. I take no joy in seeing another player who likes to improvise. Your charge is but to read your lines and not invent them. Tragedians, if you don't know what they are, no one else can see them. They're basically... Have you ever seen those things where, they're stagehands, is what they are. Tragedians are stagehands. They help the actors, but they are not to interfere with what the actors do. And then there's the executor. He could be anybody. Is this really our guy? It's about the same, but the outfit's all wrong. Did our guy wear a coat? This costume is more suited to an antagonist. This coat is but the latest fashion in the capital. A guest from the capital. Perfetto. Never have I seen such arrogance all in one person. Sir, you are just what the doctor ordered. I am Mark Immortel, director of the local theater. Pleased to meet you. And you are? Dr. Denkovsky. Magnifico. You see, the actor we've been waiting an eternity for has decided to sabotage the rehearsal. You would do us a massive, titanic favor by replacing him, even if just for a little while. Always dreamt of acting on stage since a little boy. What must I do? Ah, perfecto. It is simple and indeed natural. You need only react to your colleagues' lines and thus create a scene of unbearable dramatic tension. Our performance is quite simple. The main character has just arrived in a remote town and quite accidentally stumbled into a curious rehearsal, in which his fate will be decided. Who knows? Perhaps he'll die at the end. I'm ready. Is that all you have to say? Why do you stare like that? I see it in his eyes. His mind is looking for a line to mumble. I'm beginning to recall why my acting career didn't pan out. I say again, he is no leading man. He is unfit to even play the villain. At best, a background character, a body, standing there to fill the stage. It is the step healer's son who ought to take the role. Or that young girl who crawled out of her grave. They have such pathos and such verve. What does this one have? A coat. Okay, so I have to gush over this for a sec. When I was didn't know anything about Pathologic, this stuff doesn't make a fucking minute of sense. It's so confusing because these guys speak in riddles or they speak like thespians and you don't know what's going on. But if you know what to listen for and know what to read for, these guys are talking literally. I say again, he is no leading man. Our characters are not the protagonist. We are merely a blood vessel in this town. We have no control over what's happening, only the actions that affect other people. He is at best a background player, a body. They are literally telling us that Daniil Dankovsky is a fucking loser. His choices only mean something if he can make it mean something. He's not that big of a deal in the long run. It is the step healer's son who ought to take the role. That's Artemy Barak, the protagonist of Pathologic 2. Or the young girl who crawled out of her grave. That is the, oh my god, I forgot her name. The Changeling. The Changeling is the other protagonist of Pathologic. So, there's the Harusvex, which is a very important part of the town. The Changeling, which is a very mystical part of the town. And then there's Dankovsky, which is the doctor, the bachelor. So, the thing is, Dankovsky showing up or not, it's all in the cards how helpful he could possibly be. You don't know how good a background character truly is to a story until you finish the script. The whole thing is that Daniil isn't from this town. He knows nothing of the culture, he knows nothing of the people, he doesn't know what's going on, none of it's gonna make any sense. His decision to play God is a fairy tale to these people. So the idea that, oh yeah, no, you're playing as this guy, but how important is he? Yeah, he's a fucking loser. If Dan isn't a protagonist like they say, why is he given a role that you can play? Because it's a part of the story. You ever read a manga where it's a giant, huge intro where it's like, I'm not the protagonist of the story, I'm merely a background character that has a 300 hit point attack? It's stuff like that. It's basically like, what if we make a story about a hero, but the hero dies, and now we have John Pathologic? That's basically it. I see you awed by my coat. It's perfectly understandable. The envy is a low sentiment. Your coat is but a prop. Beneath it, who are you? Who am I beneath Dankovsky? And you, who are you behind the mask? I am a walking shadow of the slain, a being of words unsaid, a specter of regret. That's too pretentious by half. And that is the heart of our play. Our main character, a doctor and a skeptic, encounters the unknown for the first time. He built his whole life around empiricism and the scientific inquiry. What will he do when death addresses him directly? Imagine, right? The Grim Reaper talks to a man of science. Or a doctor. What do you think they'd say? This isn't literal, right? A hero in a play speaking to death or the dead isn't usually a metaphor. Well, if that makes it easier for you, we can just say it's a metaphor. Play it ambiguously, leave the audience guessing. I don't want to be a metaphor. I was promised I'd be the true voice of the dead. What kind of spoil sport ruins a play like this? I told you he couldn't hack it. That's it, I'm out. Metaphor, pfft. Is he acting or is he actually offended? Of course we're acting. You have aptly grasped the key to this play. It is all a game. You are free to go, but remember, the game doesn't end until I say so. Mr. Director, are you certain we've chosen the right protagonist? The rules of drama clearly state that the hero must experience death and resurrection, yet he's stuck in the prologue. Hear that? You're being reprimanded for letting the pace of the narrative slip. Not my opinion, you understand, but the audience's attention is starting to flag. Well, then go on and prove we weren't mistaken about you. I'll do my best. Pathologic is 5 different levels of meta-narrative inside of itself. Yes, Dankovsky is real, and so is the story, but this is all a play inside of a theater. All that matters is, how good of an actor are you? The world's a stage. The big city immersive theater and fourth wall breaking gimmicks infiltrated this place as well, one aspect of progress I'd hope to escape. I found what looks like a stairway leading to the heavens. How does it stay upright? I hope the children who stole my microscope are here. If you could travel through time, would you go to the future or the past? I live in the present. Grandpa Simon used to say the days were like hopscotch. Usually they go one after another, but sometimes there's two side by side, and sometimes you have to jump backwards. Do you steal my microscope? I did, yeah, but I gave it to Phil. He's over there on the stairway. You mind if I go up? Sure, but if it falls, I won't be the one nursing you back to health. Dankovsky, if he locked the fuck in. Whips out a pistol. Headshot. Me when I see Micah. Well, what is it? Can you see the future? Let me look too. Gimme. Wait your turn, Pipsqueak. Just let me take one look and then I'll give it back. Yeah, there's a bunch of bugs and little hairs. Doesn't look like much of a future. Why are you using your dog eyes to look? You're not an animal, you know. Yeah, but an animal might see further, though. Need some help, kids? I can teach you how to use this thing. Here, let me show you. Oh, it's you. Hey, your thingamajig's busted. It doesn't show anything, just some bugs and weird hairs. Maybe that is the future. Like in many, many years, nothing will remain of us on Earth but bugs and hair. It's very sad if you think about it. It only shows bugs and hairs because you're pointing it at bugs and hairs. See all these different glass pieces inside? Glass like this shows the future when you look through it. Everyone knows that. Simon loved making all sorts of things with glass. I've only seen thingamajigs like this at his place. Why'd you steal from Grandpa Simon, you bastard? That's why we stole it back from you. It's called justice. That is my microscope. I brought it with me from the capital, and you stole it from my luggage. That's called theft. But you don't know, mister? He doesn't know. Spit it out, you monster. Where'd you get this thingamajig from? What'd you do to Simon? It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Calm down, boy. Please don't shout. What don't I know? Just give him back the thingamajig and let him go on his merry way. It's broken anyhow. Can't see any future at all. Grandpa Simon taught us what doesn't take effort doesn't deserve effort. If we just give him back the thingamajig, there's no effort in that. I have a pocket watch on a chain. It definitely shows the future. Let's make a deal. Come on, let's see it. Ooh, nice. And how does it show the future? With this, you always know what time it is, so you know what time it will be in an hour, which means you will know the future. Oh, you're clever, mister. All right, give us your watch, but show us how their thingamajig works, will you? We're still curious. All right, they're going to teach us how to barter. Okay, so the kids are interesting in this game, right? trading is a big thing. If you trade at a loss, you get a reputation bonus in the previous game. The trading makes absolutely perfect sense if you're completely insane. In a good way. So, kids, right? Kids, they like to mess around with stuff. Have you ever been a kid, ever, in your life, and gone into your parents' closet or dresser and looked through their stuff before, or seen something shiny, or done something like that? Because you're a kid. So, kids, when they run around and rummage through shit and go through belongings in the attic and shit like that, they find stuff. And you can trade them equally funny stuff of that. And so, in this game, you'll see a kid and you'll be like, okay, what do you have to trade? They'll have bullets, because they found bullets in their parents' closet. They'll have medicine, because they went through the medicine cabinet. One of the most popular and powerful items in the game is a thing called a schmouder. Schmouder is played, it's like a puzzle piece. It's used in a game. A schmouder is a box full of crushed up random medicine. It is one of the strongest items in the game, and it almost kills you. Well, why does it almost kill you? Because kids go into the medicine cabinet, find a bunch of medicine, crush it up, and put it in a box, and then take it over to their friends to play a game with it. You can trade for that. So it's interesting, you know?
Why do they continue to normalize death?
Hold on a little longer. Even after the inhalation therapy, the swelling won't go down immediately. Chief, where have you been? The woman you rescued from the morgue is conscious, but she might not stay that way. She's still very weak. It's amazing she's standing at all. Step aside with me for a moment, Chief. I checked the morgue records. A body matching your description was declared dead last night. We need to keep cool heads here. I'm not claiming it does, but imagine for a second. Now let's stick to the facts. I spoke to the orderly on duty last night. He also confirms that our subject showed no signs of life, and Platin himself was there when she woke up. Our subject? Slow down, Seraphima. We don't have proof that she meets Thanatish's, Thanatica's criteria. Can't miss this opportunity. Unfortunately, the subject is having trouble speaking. All that time in the gas has weakened her voice. I've rinsed her mucous membranes and performed inhalation therapy, but you don't understand. But you understand, I can't conduct an extensive interview. First-hand account could point us in the right direction. Or an examination of her personal belongings. She came into the morgue with some items, though I haven't had a chance to go through them myself. I left them on the table by the back entrance. Will you take a look, Chief? Perhaps there's a clue. Ma'am, could you allow us to examine your things? The man with death's eyes. I'm just a researcher. I died tunnel after tunnel. Please allow me to examine you. So it costs time to examine. Breathing is easier, but talking is difficult. The disease affects various bodily systems. The microscope helps identify which organ is infected. Tissue samples are placed on glass slides. An assistant ensures that slides are sufficiently supplied. Study the collected samples under a microscope. To perform a test, I need reagents. The doctor themselves is in charge of their supply. By adjusting the magnification, I need to find red bacteria. To adjust the focus, it will allow me to see bacteria better. The lifespan of the culture is limited. I must act quickly. A dead sample is useless. Organ is affected. A pathogen has been found. Our miraculously resurrected woman has late-stage leukemia and injection marks on her body. Seraphima waits, and our subject needs rest. Time to come up with a diagnosis, even if it is preliminary.
Need to do the reverse transcriptase test again. Pretty sure we missed the heat mark in the 4th series.
Have you shed any light on the case? She's terminally ill. Why did a gas leak revive the subject? You think it was a mistake? The subject ended up in the morgue due to negligence? She wasn't actually dead yet, and by coincidence, an unaccounted for factor revived her? So does that mean she wasn't dead after all? The woman who supposedly came back to life? Alas. So what's your microscope even for? It doesn't show the future, doesn't raise the dead, it's just a toy, really. Ask myself the same questions. Alright, if we can't see the future in that glass, then we're off. We've got important things to do. I've overcome this town's first hurdle. If I keep up this momentum, my trip won't take long.
Enough. Why are you drowning me in details, Bachelor? Street kids stealing your microscope is an amusing anecdote, but it's not the crime we sat down to discuss 2 hours ago.
Inspector of the Special Committee. He was sent to investigate the case of my criminal negligence. Supposedly, I didn't save a town in the east of our country where a plague broke out. Didn't even try, apparently. He's luring me into a trap. His folder is full of intentionally false data. He's not interested in the truth, but rather in the downfall of Bachelor Denkovsky. He is my enemy.
You know what a man who forsakes his vows is called? Oathbreaker. That includes the Hippocratic Oath.
"2 hours and 15 minutes ago, to be exact. I'm only interested in what's important." I just want to do a recount everything in order. The beginning doesn't interest me. My concern is the ending, the result, the finale. As for your backstory, your genesis, all of that is in the case file. Shall we review it? Sure. The ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as, yes, an immortal man. Let's set your fantasies aside for a moment. The important part is that you fled from the investigation, and this town had an outbreak of some fever that scientific community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional on site. Accurate so far? I just still don't understand what you're trying to figure out. On the third day, the town's leaders gathered in the town hall to form an emergency command to fight the epidemic. And what was Denkovsky, who was, I repeat, the only qualified specialist in the town, doing that day? Your tricks won't work on me. You're right to feel ashamed. Instead of fulfilling your Hippocratic oath and leading the fight against the plague, you were engaged in what? Come on, don't look at the table. My eyes are up here. It says I tried to flee the town. On the fourth day, the town lost its water supply. They required a hospital, but the one person who could set it up, what was he doing? Tell me, Denkovsky, where did you spend the fourth and fifth days? It wasn't like that at all. Come the evening of the fourth day, the doctor from the capital attempted to flee the dying town on a cargo train like a rat. He was caught and jailed, and there he remained as the plague ravaged the town. I admit, I find even the act of reading about it repugnant. So it's funny, this guy is recounting a bad ending. We spent most of our time in the jail not helping people. Baby Tyrion? Baby? Are you baby? He is baby. When I came to town, I found that Simon Kane, an immortal man who I'd pinned all my hopes on, was dead. He died under mysterious circumstances a few hours before my arrival. And now we're swapping perspectives. We are now as the inspector. So who cares what happened to your microscope? You failed before you even arrived. Simon Kane's nature, the mystery of his immortality and death, that's the most important thing that happened in this little town. And to me. But I just can't relay it to you. To understand, one must immerse themselves in the details, take in the full picture. Simon Kane's death is the primary concern, not the deaths of tens of thousands, but one fanatical old man? You're twisting it, you're rewriting the past. Where did I lie? I know your plan. Once again, you will drown me in unnecessary details, leave aside your stories of children and microscopes. I told you I'm interested in the ending, not the beginning. Do you also read books backwards? You will recount everything in whatever order I tell you to. On the 6th day, the plague destroyed the town. So, if you would be so kind, explain to me what were you doing on the 5th day? Were you really so indifferent to the plights of the people around you? What place has an entrance but no exit? I was thinking a grave. In mania, you're sharp and fierce. But you won't succumb to tranquility. Apathy and indifference are constantly rising. To move faster, fight apathy by increasing mania. Capella, Victoria Oglimskaya. Doctor of Fat Vlad Olgimsky. Local magnate and master of the town's industry blood of his blood. Local kids named her Capella for her ability to point out the celestial map in the night sky. I heard she holds some inexplicable power over the town, but I dismissed it. That was a mistake. Happy to help, scary dude. Thank you for your service, big man.
Lillian, Via Rose, Maroon Neon, my favorite colors.
Out, living soul! Expected a different kind of jailer. I am a mistress. Well, a future mistress, but I think you'll agree that future and past are relative concepts. Not even sure what day it is. Or which jail you're in. You've lost your way. I'm not sure how, but I can sense it. It is the mistress's gift, so I came here to find you. It's a joke. I'm right here, locked in a cage. It's not exactly hard to find. How are you feeling? I don't have the plague, if that's what you mean. You can step out of the cage. When you go up the stairs, you'll understand why, but first I need to know one more thing. Why did you come to our town? To research the nature of death. So what are you going to do now? I don't have a lot of options, do I? No, Bachelor, my father envied Simon, and Mariah Kana will always be my enemy, so there's no love lost between our families. And yet I must help you. I don't want to. I must. Otherwise the town will suffer. That's why I came here early and waited 4 hours until you decided to wake up. Could have knocked on the door. I know where to find the last person who saw Simon alive. His name is Stock Rubin. Heard about him. He's a colleague of mine. You haven't just heard about him, you've worked with him, or you will. I'm not sure. Not sure of anything anymore. He's a doctor. He has a hideout in the warehouses. Look for him there. You won't be able to go there right now. While I was waiting for you, something bad happened. Something bad? When you go up those steps, you'll see. Mother said that a true mistress stands out by her timing. And here I am, right place, but too late. Maybe I'll never be a true mistress. Well, you could have helped me. The Dr. Stanislav Rubin might know something about Simon Kane's life and death. Only I could find a way to reach him at the warehouses.
Under motherly wings. Oh, under motherly wings.
Still have a gun. Alexander Suvorov, the governor. The Suvorovs are load-bearing bones of this town, hard, dry, and colorless compared to the other two ruling families. Order rested upon them. When I arrived, the governor pinned all his hopes on me and hated me for it. He thought the star from the capital would show the Kanes and Olglimskis how dangerous overreaching ambitions could be. Alas, the star proved to be another dreamer.
No. I can't stand it much longer.
Dinkovsky, before you ask, I allowed the girl in. She is Olgimsky's daughter, and she interceded on your behalf. But even if she hadn't, I would have kept you there. Or I wouldn't have kept you there. Thanks. What were you detained for? You tried to leave town. You committed the most heinous crime a doctor can commit. You tried to abandon your patients, to flee the town and save your sorry hide. It was a despicable act. If I could go back, I wouldn't do it again. You can't go back, and you can't undo the past. Today, the plague has reached the backbone. Behind the thin walls of this building, death rages. We've boarded up doors and windows, but the plague fumes are seeping in, you and I. We have mere hours left. Now we're both trapped. Is it not ironic? He who dig holes is liable to fall into them. There have been cases of criminals surviving the sacking of a besieged city. The prisons. Besieged city in prisons. A prison is also a fortress, but our fortress lacks food and water. Outside, we are presumed dead. Know this, Dankovsky. I wanted to punish your cowardice. That much is true, but I did not want you dead. I am sorry. 2 days ago, a decree was issued declaring all people in infected districts to be presumed dead, not to be rescued. unless they call for help with signal bonfires. A folly. Without a protective suit, you can't venture into the miasma, let alone light the fires, so officially you and I are dead. What kind of decree is that? 5 years ago, Isidore Barak made the same call, and I'll only take criticism from a doctor who manages to save more lives than he did. We should organize a sortie. The miasma already seeps into the rooms of the town hall, and you want me to open the front door? No, our only chance is to barricade ourselves in and pray for a miracle. I have a prototype that disperses miasma. With it, I can go through the infected district. Yes, the one you confiscated. No, your gadgets from the capital are just as unreliable as you. I won't unlock the main entrance, risking contamination of the town hall just because of your novelty lighter. And your proposal is, we bide our time and hope for the best. Katerina wouldn't be scared. A brilliant plan, thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather do something. You said the plague is already in the town hall. Where? The far room. We've locked it in already. Give me the prototype back. I'll clear the contamination in the far room and prove to you that the device works. Fine. Your device should be in the main hall. Confiscated items are also there, on the counter. No one has deserved them. Take them. After that, they'll unlock the fire room for you, but if you fail to clear the miasma, you won't be let out. My final preparations for the escape are complete. At the station, I'll have time to jump into the last car. He jumps into the car. The car is filled with plague corpses. It's a trap. And the patrolman grabbed him and threw him behind bars. And he spent the day in prison. How did I like the rest of the look outside endings? Yeah, they're terrifying. The promise ending is pretty neat. It's too bad it's so convoluted. Are you the head of this place? Could you sign this paper for me, please? The death certificate? Whose death certificate? My brother's dead. Bad man he was. Wicked man still. He was family. Now I'm fussing about collecting all the papers. It's the 5th day now that I can't get a death certificate. Silly, really. The man's no more, but the paper. Just please make sure you have the paper. Condolences for your loss. This plague spares no one. I wish it was the plague. Killed himself in a way. 5 days ago, he tried to take a knife to the younger Barak at the station. He thought Barak had killed his father, but it was all rubbish. They cleared Barak's name now. See, because I was indifferent, this choice is different. An herb bride wanted to take your brother's body, and I didn't allow it. Tell them to open the doors. Everything's locked. We're trapped in here.
I was
totally
eating
out of your
those
mind.
beans. Are you fucking insane?
Hey J-Boy, given her propensity for weird games with lots of dialogue, have you considered playing Disco Elysium on stream?
I have played 2 games like that. I actually don't like reading nonstop because it hurts my throat and it makes me sleepy. I did it in Pathologic 2 because I was so invested in the story, but it eventually became a point where I just didn't read the choices, and I'm probably going to do the same thing here. Look outside is just super charming. I think that's what probably kept me awake the whole time. But Disco Elysium, I am not interested in Disco Elysium even a little bit. You think they locked the doors for fun? Have you seen what's out there? It's like the last day of Saddam and Mara Shabnak walks on her clay legs. What's going on outside? He's a goner, forget it. Your friend's gone. Whole district's doomed. There's plague fumes everywhere. No air to breathe. We're doomed too. Simple as that. Where have you been the last few days? Under a rock? The town's under quarantine, and quarantine dictates that infected districts are sealed off. Whoever came up with that quarantine rule is an idiot. They've locked themselves in the town hall with that decree. Vlad the Younger, Vladislav Oglimsky, Vladislav, son of Vladislav. The factory owner heired on one of the three ruling families. One could imagine the autonomy he enjoyed living under his father's shadow. He thought his father's power could be gently modernized through reform. He kept up with contemporary thinkers. He put his faith in progress, and as his reward, the dirtiest of tasks fell to him. This guy is actually super nice to Artemy.
I can't move. I'm bound by family ties.
Doesn't mean he'll be nice to us, though. What options does the town have when there's no vaccine or cure? When there's neither a hospital nor doctors? Isolation and quarantine are our only tools to slow the plague spread. Everyone's saying I acted as Isidore Brock did 5 years ago. They can think what they want, but they're remembering it wrong. My measures were not so harsh. Brock sealed off the plague districts with no chance of escape. I, at least, told the orderlies to keep an eye out for bonfires to give those trapped behind the cordons a chance. Perhaps I have, not for the wisdom of my decrees, but for my courage to sign them when others found the pen too easy. The Menku, that's what our local healers are called, have their own ways to treat disease. As I had access to this knowledge, I took it upon myself to adapt it. We had no other options. I will soon pay with my life for my actions. I'm not a proud man, Denkovsky. 2 days ago, I waited for you at the Emergency Epidemic Committee meeting. If you wished to take matters into your own hands, I would not have stood in your way, but you simply didn't show up.
can't look straight at the sun or at death without flinching. Whose saying was that?
What's that smell? Science. The contraption works. Let's assume as much. Is it enough to traverse the infected district? If it's not enough, I won't be knocking on your door to be let back in. You have my word I won't endanger you. Fine, let's assume that too. Listen up. You need to make it to the southern exit of the district. It's guarded by orderlies. The other exits are either sealed off or being guarded by vigilantes. Best avoid it. First, you need to light several bonfires, more than one. That's important. Again with the bonfires, I'll just tell the orderlies that there are living people trapped in the district. I've said it already, this is how it's been since the first outbreak. If there are fires burning in an area, that means there's still survivors, still able-bodied and healthy. Only those are worth saving. We were ordered not to bother with small pockets of doomed people. You're suggesting I light all these bonfires by myself to deceive your own system? It's not my system. We issued the decree in haste and panic. If I survive, I will overturn it.
What?
It was quiet in Thanatica. Never alone. Things everywhere. Every creak, like a gunshot.
He's alive, boys. There's someone alive in here. I'm not the only survivor. There are people trapped in Town Hall. Whoever's trapped in there is dead to us. Saburov is trapped in there himself. And who are you? The only qualified doctor in this benighted town. We're only doing our jobs. The decree is simple. No fires, no entry. People can only be saved if the bonfires are lit in the district. Otherwise, it means they're all dead. Open your eyes, the bonfires are lit. Wait, really? Let me count them again. One fire, 2 fire, 3 fire, 5. Boys, there's survivors in the backbone. Well then, clear the exit to the district. Escort people from fire to fire. Do not deviate from the route. At least wrap a rag around your face so you don't breathe in the miasma. Quite terrifying to go in there, but it can't be helped. Orders are orders. And you, survivor, why are you still standing here? Get on out to the clean district since you managed to walk all the way here. Tell the governor that I won our bet. The town is merely a sequence of districts, and I am the one to choose that sequence. I can choose a careful route, step by step, avoiding dangerous districts, or walk directly to my target. No need to rush. If I change my mind, I can always undo my last move or start over. Hey, Sawbones, that you? You the big city Sawbones? A doc, I should say? Yes. Don't you fret, I'm not interested in your jingle jangle. Or your spurs. Not worth the hassle. Just tell me straight, Doc, am I plagued? You don't look sick. I'm serious and scared. Is it okay to admit fear to a Sawbones or doctor? Ever since I found out my Kulahan had died, I've been scared out of my wits. Claimed her in 5 hours and she was young and strong. Are you talking about your wife? How could I marry her when she's of the kin? Or was anyway. She left them but was torn between the town and the steppe. Thought maybe if I quarreled with her on purpose she'd return to her kind. Wouldn't suffer her fate no more, and it's too late for that now. My condolences. Such a shame. I don't want to die though. Give it to me straight, Doc. Will I follow Kalan soon? Should I prepare bread and milk, or can Iz pass me by? I know very little of the plague yet, but it's clear from its dynamics that one can't survive the infection for more than a day. If you were infected, you wouldn't be here. Poor Kulan's suffering ended just yesterday. She came to me even earlier than that. Your math checks out. Doctor, sorry, I should address you with respect. According to your count, I couldn't have caught it from her. Don't celebrate just yet. If it takes 5 hours to burn someone out like a candle, then it's clear as day. I've been racking my brain. She was healthy when she came to me. Only her legs were wobbly after a night of dancing, then suddenly, bam, dead of the plague like that. Shows you how death sneaks up on you. Wicked like a cut purse in an alley. Such loud words of yours, they ring. In this backwater, it's like an alarm bell or artillery. They don't fit the scenery like you. Can I help you with something, Doc? You're looking lost as a newborn. I'm looking for a doctor named Rubin. If I knew where he was, I'd have gone with him with my plague question. He saw the last outbreak and was Brock's Isidore's apprentice, but he's gone. Vanished as if the earth swallowed him. You think he's right here in the warehouses? That's what I was told. Tough luck. I'd love to repay you, but I can't. Dunno where Rubin went. Ask the little ones, the kids, if you run into some. They've scored every corner of this place. They don't miss a thing.
Why would it matter? must know.
Is this the sand pest I'm fighting? Yes. It's the same plague, because this is happening at the exact same time that Pathologic 2 is happening. The thing is that it probably visually looks different because, well, one, the games are like 5 years apart because Pathologic 2 came out in like 2020, right? I think. And then past that, Artemi Barak has a mysticism about him because he grew up in the steppe. Whereas, the Bachelor grew up in the city and he's a man of science. He probably only thinks this thing looks like dust, not a person. Don't we meet the MC from Pathologic 2? Yeah, you talked to them all.
I'd rather not hear this.
What's that doodad on your chest? It's a brooch. More like a do-mom to me. It's a brooch, a man's brooch. Or did we broach a sensitive topic? I think it's Mountainarius. Looking for a doctor called Rubin. I haven't seen no doctors around, but we got a new boiler man lately. Fixed the furnace 3 days ago, but today it broke down again. Touch the pipe, see? It's cold like my da's feet. You tell me where the boiler house is? Heckety-feckety sat on a pipe. Heckety-feckety smelled a bit ripe. All the king's crickets and all the king's geese couldn't rid of Heckety the smell of damp cheese. Say the password, old-timer. I'm looking for Rubin. Sure we have. We see everything. Even that bald spot atop your head. We don't have a doctor named Rubin, only a boiler man who needs no name to do his boiler work. Although, if you think about it, he's kind of like a doctor. He fixed the furnace and cured it, I guess. That's bad grief. Grigory Fillin. This petty lord called himself Bad Grief, an anarchist at heart, valuing freedom above all else, but only his own. Because of his friendship with the Olgimskis and the Baraks, he saw himself above the law. At least he had some small aesthetic sense, even if it was street level. Pinned him to a wall like a butterfly and left him to die, even stabbed him with a knife for good measure. But he didn't die from those wounds. Do you know what he died from? Thirst. You have any water? I'm no actor, I neither feel nor act. Call me a shadow, a remainder of a person, a trace, an echo, a glove left behind at someone's house, a useless thing really. Who needs a lone glove, but it is proof that someone was once here to lose it. So I'm kind of absurd theatrics is this grotesque performance. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely props for a bloody denouement. Why not say, assume you really are speaking to a shadow, a remnant of a dead person? You're a scientist, a researcher of death. So gaze into the face of a dead man. Perhaps you'll understand why only a mask remains. If one like me is here, then the person you sought is no longer today. They are already dead. You're asking that as a detective? It's not the kind of story. Grief was killed by a mob, not a person with a name. He often thought about death, imagining what his last words would be. And when death finally came, do you know what he said? Ow. He said, ow. That was all he could come up with as he bled out, pinned to a wall by a pitchfork. How's that for last words? What a disgrace. That's life for you. You muse on death, prepare for it, and when the time comes... Bad grief is dead. Is the smoke coming from the chimney? That's the boiler house. Rubin, Stanislav Rubin. Pathologist, one of the few doctors of this town. A straightforward and decisive man. He did something that provoked the anger of everyone, the Canes and the kin. His friends and his enemies. One of those people who you know immediately upon meeting him that they won't die of old age. This is Artemy's friend. Or at least they were friends a long time ago. There's medicine left in the cabinet, drugs saved for a rainy day, carefully rationed. He needed a hideout. Grief, an old friend, suggested this place. In the end, he even enjoyed stoking the furnace. Physical work soothes, leaves no room for thought. Only soot clings so deeply. Rubin was scrubbing it off himself when they came for him. He never saw their faces, but he knew what they wanted, his silence. Rubin came closest to understanding who Simon truly was. After all, he was the one who pronounced him dead. He was afraid that revelation would not be forgiven. Rubin witnessed a miracle and he paid for it with his life. Three days had passed since Simon's death. Rubin hid here in the boiler room, but they found him and silenced him. So I'm learning something new with every instance of this. Rubin's been dead for 3 days. which means on day 2 he was murdered. Simon's trail has run cold, but we can probably go find his family. But the only way to get there is through an infected district. I have 2 choices. I can go talk to Simon's younger brother, or I can try to find Isidore Barak. Which, if you've played the Pathologic 2, you know that he's dead, so... That's not me. I'm not... My mouse is not in control of anything. That was a fucking shabnak. This is the Changeling. She is the 3rd protagonist of Pathologic. Strange little ragamuffin with hypnotic eyes. Simpletons claim she can heal with laying on hands. They also say she is a shabnak sister and a harbinger of death. The vicissitudes of fame. I saw Clara in remote places no one else could reach, and at times, it was as if she were in 2 places at once. Some vast presence lurks in her shadow. Who is she? You know, metagaming in the old game had consequences, like the time where you have to prove you're a doctor just giving the sick medicine straight away. What do you think can cause that now? I have no idea. I just know that save scumming doesn't exist.
You know I'm not angry with you. Not at all.
Stop, look into my eyes. Don't move. Don't even turn your head. She won't touch you as long as there's a thread between us. Who's she? Shabnak. No, the bony monstrosity you don't believe in? The one that's making your hands shake right now? I thought you meant the plague. Shabnak is the plague's body. The earth spits her out every few years, so she might walk through the town and cleanse it of corruption, of wicked thoughts, of weak people. Everyone believes something different on that front. Why you, with your head on head of solid oak wood, can see her is a very interesting question. Most people like you are completely blind. What ripped that hole in you, I wonder? Maybe so. Either way, she won't stop stalking you, whether you believe in her or not. She likes you. I can tell from a mile away, but I'll teach you how to handle her. Take notes, scholar. Rule number 1, you're no adversary for her. Your little revolver won't shoot her. Your little knife won't stab her. Can't stab a fairy tale, can you? And why would you even have a knife anyway? So all you can do is run. What prototype? Let's say this vision, let's say it manifests as some kind of especially dense cloud of sandpest. If I shoot at it, I'll dissipate it, which means the prototype can kill this Shabnak. How about compressed air and atomized particles of bile and belladonna? Do your myths say anything about pneumatic weapons? You believe that the inventions of your science can defeat the ancient truth of the steppe? Well then, scholar, give it a try. It'll be interesting to see. Here's rule 2. She both loves and hates fire. She can't pass a bonfire without wanting to love and destroy it. So light bonfires, they'll slow her down. She's drawn to people who aren't hollow. You may be close-minded and spiteful, but she still senses something in you. There's something you carry inside yourself, some spark. In other words, there's no way she's going to forget about you. Once she's close, she'll never stop chasing you. This one's so simple that I'm not even going to give you a number. If she catches you, she'll devour you. You might find a way to wriggle out of her embrace the first time, but definitely not the second. You're probably not going to believe me. She eats away at most people's bodies, dries their skin, chews up their immune system, but you're not easy to get to. Like someone's watching you from above. Protecting you, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Well, yes, I do know, but I don't understand. Feel free to disbelieve me, it doesn't matter. Just keep in mind that you won't get infected in a plague district like others do. Instead, you'll go insane, waste all your time, and then she'll eat you. That's how it'll happen. She thinks she's my sister, and I think she's a monster made of bones. My hatred for her is stronger than all of yours combined. Be bold, bachelor. There's no shame in running from her. Maybe you'll get something done after all in the end.
There. I've delayed death. Like a true scientist.
I was eating those beans. Are you fucking insane?
I remember one of the first streams I caught was your Pathologic 2 streams. Crazy to see how far we've come.
We really have, right?
The town dribbles.
Pathologic 2 is a very good time. Pathologic 3 so far has been pretty good. But I think I am going to, I'm gonna calm it down just a little bit, maybe put a pin in this. I'm just a classic excuse of, it's been 2 hours, I'm tired, but I've been up since about 4 a.m. and I didn't get a nap before we started, so I'm a little tired. I don't know how invested everybody is in this, but that's not the point. I've got like no energy. I actually kind of went into this with no energy, and there's a lot of reading. I would like to resume this tomorrow, but I am going to actually probably turn in early tonight and maybe wake up at like 1 in the morning. But everybody, please have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow. So far, it's pretty good. I definitely do think it has a very weak intro so far. I'm kind of waiting for it to just, like, let me off the leash. Because in Pathologic 2, you get off the leash pretty fast. But in this, no getting off the leash.